All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Space Brothers, episode 74.
Okay.
We got a plan.
Heads-up display on a windshield, even though there's no wind, on the moon. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's brilliant. It's simple. And ironically enough, after watching that episode, I went to car dealerships to help someone buy a car. And the way they do heads-up displays on the windshield is hilariously simple.
Yeah.
You literally just have like a little projector in the dash, and it just puts it onto the window. And then, because it's glass, it's reflective.
Yeah.
But also that way you don't have to worry about it being opaque, so you can still see through it to see the road. But you just turn this way. Speed limit's this. You're going this fast.
Yeah.
And
It's easy.
it's easy.
Yeah.
And you don't even need to worry about other people seeing it, because they put in a little alcove in the dash so that way only if you're in the driver's seat do you actually see the reflection.
Perfect.
And it's like, how easy is that to do? Real friggin' easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that on the moon. Why not?
Why not?
Why haven't we done this already?
Yeah. I wonder, wait, did they take notes from an actual thing that NASA already has, or is this something that NASA's going to take from them in 10 years and be like,
Yep.
yo, that's pretty dope. Let's just
That's
do
pretty
that.
awesome. Yeah.
Right now, I'm guessing it's a thing where they just don't need it because we don't have a full livable moon base
Exactly.
at the moment
Yeah.
for the world. Mm-hmm. But maybe when we do,
Yeah.
possible.
If it ever ends up being gets actually funded in order to make it happen and all that
totally,
stuff.
totally, yeah. But
Yeah.
all right, yeah, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this. All right, that's right. We gotta go through
Yeah.
all the recap. Wake me up when it's over.
では結果は追って連絡する。
There we go.
Okay.
Actually, that wasn't too bad as far as recap goes.
Yeah.
That was nothing.
Well, I think that will everybody.
全てはこの結果にかかっている。
Yep.
And it's almost certain, I would say.
Yeah, that was a great presentation. Like, that is such a cheap fix.
ウィンドウの案、私はいいと思いましたよ。バギーを新たに作って月へ送るには、
Wow.
とナビシステムのバックアップ用ドライブだけでいいわけですもんね。
まさか新人の宇宙飛行士がこんな案を出してくれとは。これを技術班に研修させたのは見事な采配ですな。そうでしょう。
Yeah.
ただ医師が言っていることが心配ですか、室長。そりゃ
Sure.
あの日々とですよ。兄が月の訓練をやり出すのを知ったとして。
Good. Reiterate,
Right.
reiterate. Yes.
Uh-huh.
君はロナルド・クーパーを知ってるか。聞いたことは。かつて NASA にいた。
Okay.
と言っても宇宙へは行っていないんだけどね。
Oh.
私より6歳下の後輩だ。私の控えもよく務めてくれたよ。
Gotcha.
Oh.
What the hell?
私の飛行訓練中に事故で死にかけたロナルド。
Gotcha.
その後、今の日々と全く同じ症状になった。
Oh no.
Okay.
先行くライバルたちに負い目を感じたロナルドは、宇宙飛行士を辞め、
Damn.
That's crazy.
人がロナルドとは別人だということは分かっている。分かってはいるが。
Yeah, you just don't know what happens when you have a near-death experience.
このままじゃ来年も半分技術者生活になりそうだな。
Okay.
なんかあんたと歩いてると周りが
You guys look so similar. Yeah.
なんだ。
なんでだろうね。
Yeah, why?
上司に自分の存在とか実力をアピールする。
Good old workplace politics.
アメリカ空軍士官学校卒業後、空軍パイロットとして活躍。空軍を一旦離れ、MIT にて宇宙広報学で
Wow.
Damn.
Smart guy.
空軍パイロットだったのか。
Just an example of another military guy doing well at NASA,
Oh,
you know.
sure. Yeah. Maybe because of the specific kind of issue that Hibito's dealing with.
シャロンからの手紙だ。
Oh.
少し書き慣れた。
Yeah. She's trying.
もうしばらくシャロンからの手紙は届いていない。
Yeah, eventually they just stop coming.
Oh.
That's
You,
brutal.
don't worry. You'd get news. You'd get news if something was really bad.
行く訓練を始めたって堂々と言えたら
Yeah, you keep sending her letters.
ネットで30年前のインタビュー見つけたんだ。
Whoa.
Internet's a hell of a thing.
バーティカルクライムロールを教官の前で披露した時だ。
So I want to learn that.
Okay.
バーティカルはその意志の表れでもあった。あの時はこのまま行けるなら宇宙まで登っ
Wow, yeah. It's a way to visualize it.
Yeah.
教師には実に必要のない技だよ。ましてや空軍出身でもないムッタには。
Ah.
なんだよ、意志の表れとして。
Okay.
Well, he's also kind of got the basics down for everything else, so...
Right.
無謀な男だね。
I'm curious how something like that would work, though, without stalling. Like, maybe the spinning is part of it.
Get ready for the G's. Oh, we don't get to see it?
Oh, come on!
そうなるとサブの脇には誰を入れます？
それは新人の
Oh.
誰にするかはまだわからん。
All right.
Okay. A new astronaut getting an opportunity.
Okay.
Okay.
Your odds definitely went up, Muta.
見てたか、ロナルド。俺のバーティカルクライムロール。
ええ、すごい迫力でしたよ、バトラーさん。
Hey!
まずは教官に見せつけるんだ。
いや
たった3日でマスターした驚異の新人って噂になってるぜ。
Whoa.
Okay.
So what went wrong with his
Yeah.
flight? Yeah.
あれは実は魔法の裏技なんだ。
魔法の裏技？
Here we go. Here we go.
バーティカルクライムロールには秘められているんだ。俺はそうやって自分の指揮を室長たちの脳裏に刻み込ませ。
Wow. And so Murder's gonna do this the exact same thing.
僕はとにかく早く宇宙へ行きたいですね。
He can't see beyond the horizon.
Yeah.
ロナルド、大丈夫かお前。
ああ、バトラーさん、なんとか全治3ヶ月。
Okay.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, so just probably a clean break, you know, the leg or what have you, and
まさかバーティカルをやって
Had a feeling.
no, because he was going pretty
Yeah.
straight, but
もう死んだと思いました。
yeah.
あれだ。魔法の裏技の話は忘れてくれ。あんな
Oh,
技、無理に宇宙飛行。
oh, and that almost killed his determination
Maybe. Yeah.
to do it. Ah,
Yeah, and he's like, nope, can't get back in there. That thing's a death machine. Because, like,
So did he do it then, trying to think that it would inspire him, and it ended up discouraging him, and then he quit?
it's a good question.
待てよ、ロナルド。聞いたぞ。
Yeah.
He's leaving.
宇宙にも行かないままやめる気か。やめるなら行ってく。
What about our dreams, man?
肩書きが宇宙飛行士になってから6年半も過ぎたんですよ。
Wow, nothing.
何をやっても空にすら上がれません。
Yeah, it's just not happening.
同期の仲間はどんどん宇宙へ行ってるってのに。
I wonder what they do for astronauts that get into that situation, because
Sure.
they still have to survive, you know, and do, you know.
続けていれば宇宙へ行けるなんて
Oh.
そんな保証はないじゃないですか。
And it's not just a get the opportunity, it's a
Yeah.
whether or not he will be able to.
た人間ってのは皆そんなこと承知で続けた者たちだ。
Yeah, but that's survivor's bias.
But you never know.
You never know.
そり帰る。
But
お
what
前
he
はどう
does
したい
know
んだ、
probably
ロナルド。
is that if he had been like a second later to pull the ejection, he would have been dead.
Yeah. It's very realistic.
Yeah.
I love that we're getting another, like, kind of brotherhood kind of equivalent
Yeah.
with, like, the Jays and stuff, but now it's with these two. You've got mail.
ミスターナンバー。なぜこのアドレスを知ったさては東が。いや。
Nice.
諦めの悪い男だ。一体何のつもりだ。
Oh, inviting him to dinner? Okay.
夕食一緒にいかがですか？
ああ、いいですね。行きますか。
No, I think he wasn't inviting him for dinner. He's saying when you're at dinner, look up to the sky.
sure.
You know.
まあどこで食べましょうかね。
そうですね。
Someplace with a view.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
か
It's like a vision of the past.
Yep.
You reached his heart.
魔法の裏技だけでもできるようになりたかった。
And he couldn't even get in the plane. Mm-hmm. Now you got to see it. And you can imagine just for a bit, it was Muta kind of being like, hey, you can imagine Ronaldo's in there.
Right.
Cool. Really
Right.
sweet episode.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, not Ronaldo. Ronald.
Right.
Ronald Cooper. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
this was a very, very heartwarming episode.
Yep.
And also kind of a sad one.
And a sad one. Muta, you did good. You are kind of, in a way, doing what Hibito did. Not in the,
Sure.
like, we don't know exactly what he did, right, in order to get to the point where he could go to the moon. But he was the Wonder Boy. He was the Golden Child, the Samurai, all that, right?
Yeah.
And, quite frankly, you are methodically, intentionally finding all of the things that you can do to impress these people and say, hey, what you give me, I will make good, right? Like, I will do
Give
it,
me
I
some
will
time.
figure it out. Yeah.
Eventually, I'll get it. Yeah.
Exactly. I am your go-to guy.
Right.
So, hey, if you need someone to sub in
If
for
you
a
do,
mission, I'm
right here.
Put me in,
Yep.
coach. I'm chomping at the bit and raring to go. You know?
Yep.
Like,
You wouldn't throw away my dream, right? You wouldn't make me wait 8 years, would you?
damn. Oh, I didn't think about it that way. That's
No, but really,
Yeah.
like, think about it. It's the
Yeah.
idea that, like, Ronald is in the position where he's accomplished enough that he's able to go through all of this and get to the point where he's doing the T-38 training, right?
right.
Think about how much Muta had to get through in order to get to that point.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Crazy skilled person then.
Yep.
He's got his specific talents and stuff.
Right.
He ends up in an unfortunate situation where the instruments fail him, probably because of the operational range of what they're able to tell based on the elevation of things there.
Sure, yeah.
And then he comes up on an area where, oh, shoot, mountains and stuff. He's not really thinking about where he is geographically because they're traveling so freaking fast.
Right.
And then suddenly he's like, eject.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he can think to do.
Yep. It's just.
Just get out. Mm-hmm. Boom. Nearly dies.
Yep.
Has a horrifically bad, landing as well.
Right.
Almost dies probably from that as well.
Oh yeah. Like you should not break your leg from a parachute trip.
Right.
Like that.
He was way too low. He
Yeah.
was traveling at insane levels of speed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. It was a situation where he might have even had something slightly more optimal that he could have done to make the landing like less dangerous. But that's just terrifying to realize that, I was 1 second probably, probably 1 second from just death.
From being another picture that Daniil salutes.
Yeah.
Right. Like
True. Crazy.
There you go.
There you go.
And as far as ways to communicate the terror that someone would have associated with a thing when it was their entire dream, it was their life, it was all of
Yeah.
it. And it's the no.
Yeah.
My mind is mostly willing, my body very adamantly says no. Like this is
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. The part that we had that was kind of a difficulty with this was that with Hibito's situation, we got multiple episodes to extrapolate and pull out all the fear that would be coming from this.
Right.
With this, we have to do it in a brief instant.
Yep.
And so, while this is a backstory where you can still pull a lot from that, the idea that they were both so competent at that point that he was no longer with anybody instructor-wise in the plane with him.
Yeah.
It's a fun little detail that's like just right there. But this was not a situation where there was an operational failure of the vehicle itself. This was not something where he even made such a grand error like the guy that Hibito was driving with on the moon.
Right.
This was a fluke setup where if the fog hadn't been right there, right at the point where there was a big hill or small mountain
when
right there.
Right at the worst point probably in his flying that would be totally normal flying under other circumstances or something, and it's just, well, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also just the idea that because of the way that things went with probably the landing, which was probably where most of the fear comes from, is that you were in that period of time for longer than the second of, oh, I'm about to die.
Well,
that cemented the fear, so that then when he comes back to the plane, it's the, nope, I remember that whole harrowing bit of, ugh.
Well, and I'm gonna jump out on a limb with something else, too.
Sure.
I almost feel like one of the worst parts of an experience like that, yes, it's the experience itself, but it's the, okay, if you get injured, the time that you have to spend in a hospital recovering, which, let's be real, is never anyone's favorite thing to be doing in general,
worst.
right?
It's the worst.
It sucks.
God,
the idea that on top of that, you compound it with, you almost died. Everything, your entire existence was this close to snuffing out, right?
Oh, and God, talking to people that nearly drown. Very similar,
And you just have to stew on that for, whatever amount of time.
Months.
Yeah, try and occupy yourself with books or whatever, visits from loved ones. But
the reality of where you are, why you're here, and everything that's going on is because of that.
That entire time, he is going to be thinking in his mind
He's
about
stretching
whatever.
That 1 second out.
Yeah, of what that tiny little amount of time of the hesitation, the whatever, the decision to pull the, pull the ejection seat, and the how much time after that I would have just been dead. Right?
It's the mathematical conversion of if we're going to bring an ounce of material on the rocket, it costs millions of dollars.
Right.
So it's the me making a slightly suboptimal decision in a split second ruins the next 3 months of my life.
Right. And that's in a best case
scenario.
Like in an actually I got off pretty good.
And even if you go from the standpoint of, let's say he was a really confident person where it's the hey, you know what? I was skilled enough to make this split second decision when in pure panic mode.
Sure.
You know what?
That's why the training's there.
That's why the training's there. That's
Give you a better
why
shot.
I'm an astronaut.
Right. Yep.
And then he goes mentally ready to get into the plane again, and his body doesn't respond.
It's just that's where I go to die.
Right. But I think that so many people talk about mental health and then segregate the body from the mental, thinking that, your mental health means that if you can just think right about it, then it's okay.
Yeah, that's
not how that works. That's not how that works. You have literal biology, your amygdala, your everything with you that just goes, no, we need you to survive.
Yep.
Your body actually doesn't care about what you think about things or what you feel about things. It goes, you know what? I have pattern matched for you that this will lead to your death, so I'm going to override your software with hardware going, nope. Motherboard, everything internals shut down. You can't do that. And it is the most aggravating thing when your actual mental side of things is completely fine.
Yeah.
But your body says no. It's worse than an injury because the solution is I need to build a new neural pathway in my mind so that my body will eventually follow suit with that. But do you know how long that takes?
Oh, sure.
Do you know how long that takes when one gets iron set in with pure fear and stress and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Personal little story here. Not a life or death situation at all, but just... there was a therapist that I worked with for a bit, and they had me do a thing that they called timelines. I can't remember the specific medical term that they used for this kind of thing, but basically they had me lie down and they asked me some questions to basically a timeline of your life, right?
Yes,
and with some good and bad moments, right? And then they would basically be like, okay, cool. Now we'll read off through them, or you'll say them with me or whatever, right? And you'll basically try and remember those as if you were there experiencing it again.
Yeah. It's a really good practice.
It's a really good practice. And that way you can basically get practice with going back to that space so that you can feel all of the physical everything and then realize, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still okay. Right? I got through that just fine.
You went through those highs, lows, and everything in between.
Exactly, right? And it's wonderful. It's a lot, right? It's difficult because you don't realize the kinds of things that your physical body is carrying with it, right? That you just don't deal with on a day-to-day basis because you're not actually confronted with that thing that caused you to have that response. And so, I can only imagine how much exponentially more difficult it would be if it was an actual, like, holy shit, I almost died and I need to go back and do the thing again that almost killed me, right? Like,
yeah, like I have close people in my life that have nearly drowned multiple times. They just generally don't like swimming.
sure.
It's nothing to do with like, oh, they're bad at it or they can't do it. They're just like, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Is that a thing where they can't? No. But maybe there was a point where they was actually more along those lines. And so the idea that like, oh, how many years, if this was your career, your whole life's passion, would you be willing to sit on the, I can't do my job, or I can't advance at my job, I can't get better at it.
Right.
At all. Like, it's impossible.
Well, and especially
for how many years would you be willing to do that? In a lot of ways, it puts to scale back on another character that I like is kind of tangentially connected to this arc with Azuma, who is an astronaut who has basically been baited with the moon for decades, has been doing all the work, that everything, has been a pioneer for Japanese astronauts, and yet he's never actually had his dream realized. And he's still doing it. There's something about where just because you're soldiering on, if you will, to bring things up with the idea that yes,
this very much applies.
Butler.
Butler and Bold, were in the military, and I can totally see how that would help with things like this, because it's if I've been in situations like that before multiple times, I'm still here, I'm still okay. All right, I can do it again.
Right. The life or death panic response was beaten out of me basically by the military.
Yeah. And so now, okay. All right. And I like that was like when they were bringing up the people as the like, okay, these people could be new substitutes or astronauts or whatever, right?
Sure.
Like, not just as the old boys club of like, you were also in the military. No, it's the no. Like, with the things that we have presently been talking about in this episode and dealing with and all that stuff, yes, that would be very helpful. He's got too much of an ego. He's too proud. Okay, no, he'll butt heads with the other astronauts. Let's not let's not have him go. But
Very, very good episode. And then having Muta realize that, yes, it is kind of a workplace politics thing, but it's a little bit better than that, because he wasn't doing this to try and manipulate or to try and scheme his way into, making him do something that he didn't want to do. It's I am going to appeal to his emotions, to his heart, and show him, basically, what kind of person I am. Yeah. I'm a kind of person that actually cares about the people that I work with. I'm the kind of person who's going to sit there and really learn how best to reach you relationally.
Right. I am already putting in the work to train for the lunar mission, even though I'm not on the lunar mission yet.
Yeah. And then 3, I'm willing to go and put myself out there and learn something that's not easy necessarily.
Sure.
But
and
set
not
up
even
in such a way. Not even needed.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to go that extra mile. And it works specifically because he's him and had this story and this same experience, stuff like that. And that's a little convenient.
And is it cheeky? Absolutely.
Oh, it's super cheeky. Yeah. I just feel like I wanted to distance it from being just a workplace politics kind of thing, because it is that from a really like simplified lens.
But that is a reductive way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because it's there's an element of where, like, even the whole idea of the issue of workplace politics is not whether or not you get the job or the position or the whatever, right? It's about it happening in an unfair way where you didn't actually put in the work for it, right? You schmooze up to somebody and they're your friend, then it becomes that kind
where
of
like
nepotism
gone to somebody else.
Yeah, where it should have gone to somebody else. Yeah. But when it's no, I'm doing good work in the stuff that you give me. And also on top of that, I am doing all of this other stuff because I'm kind of spinning my wheels. You aren't giving me enough to actually, do
don't
this stuff.
clip my wings.
Right, exactly. Like
I want a sword. Look at me go.
Yeah, look at me go.
I love the visual storytelling of the vertical climb roll, because when I think about it, even from the Air Force standpoint, there's no reason to even need to do that then either.
Oh, sure.
Like, going up is the most tactically slow thing you can do when you're in any kind of a situation like this. You are already approaching from a very high height. So it doesn't matter at that point of why you would need to do this.
And usually you'd get to the altitude you need to be long before you get to the location
That's
where
what
you
I'm
need
saying.
to be in the high altitude.
That's what I'm saying. You're already approaching at that high height. So this is something that you do specifically to maybe avoid, like, I don't know, low anti-air fire that you also need to be dodging on the way up, so you roll a specific way.
I imagine this would be mostly showing off, and it's that edge case, hey, if you need to go up at a really steep angle for some reason.
So there's a lot of G's involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of G's involved, so you need to be ready for that. But also you need to make sure that you can do it without stalling your plane.
Stalling your plane, but also maintaining a straight angle while spinning.
Yeah, because like the biggest... One of the big issues with going vertical is that, oh, hey, you're not actually, like, covering the wind in that sideways way that then gives you the vertical lift, which keeps you airborne, right?
And so it's a jet, but
but, you know, but it's the jets give you the speed, but you still do need the wings to actually, like, even if you're going crazy fast.
Oh, totally.
To still, you know, cut over the air and, oh, hey, you fly.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And so if you're going vertical, it's not really helping. Like,
well, right. They do help a little bit because they're stabilizers for another part of it. But,
sure.
But yes, the stress that this would put on the plane and such that you would want to make sure that you don't, like you're saying, stall out by make sure that you maintain your course in such a way that you're not giving too much of this to where you end up losing.
Yeah, or having just that right amount of angle with the spinning so that it's like, you know, and you're also going wicked fast, so, you know, you're able to pull it off or whatever. Like, getting a feel for that, I could see that being helpful. But apart from that, I basically just look how awesome I am.
Yeah, I think what it does specifically is it shows your precision and your physical capacity to handle a very stressful vertical climb while, you know, maintaining that precision.
Yeah.
And so the idea that Muta is saying, hey, I've been through a lot. I've handled it. I am capable of so much more. I want to go to space so desperately, just like you.
Right.
And remember what that was like. Remember what that felt like. That's where I'm at right now.
Yep.
And I love that Muta doesn't know that the reason why he's holding him back in any way is because he's debating whether or not it's worth it to put him in this such a way that could then discourage Hibito.
Sure.
And Azuma is battling for him in the background, being like, no, they're brothers. This is not actually how brothers work here.
Yep.
And so there's a fun...
I
was going to say there's a fun contrast in that Ronald wasn't his brother.
Right.
They were friends. They were really close friends. But there's a difference because when you're actually, like, bonded in that way where you almost, like, love and hate each other.
Oh, sure.
And, like, also want the best in every way for each other. There is that little bit of, like, competition and, like, stirring up each other where you're like, I'm getting revved up because of your revved up nature and stuff.
And this isn't just brothers in general.
Yes.
This is two brothers who both became astronauts.
Yes.
You know.
Because they both desperately wanted to be astronauts from, like, a young age.
Right. I could totally... If Hibito was in a different line of work, I could totally see him hearing about Muta doing awesome astronaut stuff and be like, that's great for you.
I mean, that's literally what Muta was doing in the beginning of the show. Yeah.
Yep. But they're both in the same field. It's the, hey, like, you've been leading the way so far. You're not going to let me pass you up now, are you?
Yeah.
You know?
Now, there's also still the cruel reality.
The Sharon reality.
Yeah. That is that this is getting worse. Sharon is getting worse.
And just because you might want to do better at something does not mean that's actually going to happen.
Right. You can train your way into making do with your hands when they're not actually getting that fine-tuned control anymore. You can train your mind and some aspects of your body, Hibito, to be able to be more like prepared for when the panic sets in again.
Right, boosting your odds, but
if the panic sets in again, you know.
Yeah, that's something you just have to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not the, you know, you don't get over the fear of death, right? It's the, okay, have I trained myself enough to be able to, you know to quickly pull the ejection, right, when I'm in that situation.
Yeah. As someone that doesn't have, like, I wouldn't say I have regular panic attacks, but I would say I have irregular panic attacks.
Okay.
I can't imagine what having a panic disorder would be like. Because panic attacks in general are mostly, like, at least from my experience, they're very much like you have a bad minute, basically. And, you know, everyone's can be different, I'm sure.
Sure.
But the thing that I know basically is I have like a few tools specifically of how to bring myself out of that even faster than a minute, for instance. They're not always going to work the same way and at the same rate or the same effectiveness, but the thing that I could, like, my heart just goes out to these two is that I can't imagine having it be something where my tools don't work. Like, the idea that it continues basically just its time.
Oh, yeah.
There is no way to mitigate it.
And these are astronauts. They are very, like, productive and capable people, right? Like, they know how to use tools and make them work and all of that stuff. They're used to working at a very high level of competence.
Right.
And so to get to that point where, no, it doesn't work, or great, you know, it that stuff might help, but it's still not enough. Oh, and hey, it's not just this happens sometimes and you have to deal with it when it happens. No, it happens every time you get back into the cockpit, right? Yeah, it is causal. Like, this happens, you have this, right? Like, that's how it works, you know. There's no, like, oh, maybe I'll be lucky this time. No, that's you can tell that it's coming, and then that probably makes it worse, right? Like, you know, then you're looking forward to it. You're like, oh, great, you know, all right.
Lovely. I'm big fan. So this is a great thing to explore. The presentation was a total success. We're kind of discussing this episode backwards, but the presentation was phenomenal. I loved the distinction of how much they are still spending, though.
Right.
The difference between new rover, $4 billion. Jeez. Oh, this windshield with the backup stuff and the systems to accommodate it on the rover itself, $10 million. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Make it so. You know?
Yeah. So you're telling me it's 0.25% of what the rover replacement is.
They wait until the next astronaut needs to go up there, and then they, you know, pack it in the luggage, you know, right? Like, there you go.
Yeah. What was the cost of the fruit?
Oh gosh.
In that one, like, clip?
I don't remember.
It's this really, like, dumb movie. It's a live action thing. It's not in this. It's something where it's like astronauts basically would eat like MREs, basically the equivalent, you know, the instant, you know, just hot water meal kind of thing. And I don't remember even what movie this is from, but I just remember someone bringing up, like, you know what the cost of
like an orange
is?
Yeah.
And the person brought up that it's, you know, this money, like, so much money to bring it up, right?
Right.
But then the person brought up it's priceless because this is the value we're giving to say to one of our astronauts that, hey, you can have a little piece of home when you're up there for, like, a mission that's, like, a month long or, like...
Yeah. Right.
So you don't go crazy, basically.
Yeah.
Like, the joy...
What, people would go crazy in isolation? What?
And so, like, it's just a really fun, like, little thing there. But the idea that, oh, right, $10 million seems like nothing compared to $4 billion.
Yeah.
It's still a good amount of money.
It's still $10 million.
But it brings the sense to scale that, like, sending the astronaut themselves is probably like $100 to $200 million.
Easily.
You know?
To say nothing of the cost of training them. You know,
having
the facilities and the
totally. But it's the kind of thing where the T-38 is probably the cheapest, you know, kind of thing that they could lose.
Oh, sure, yeah, and that was like, that was only, you know, $100 million or whatever.
Yeah, the T-38 was like, okay, that's a $20 million or $30 million aircraft or what have you.
Right.
And it's like, damn, that sucks. And it's like, well, okay, but it's actually not that bad because in general. We can just, you know, grab a, you know, few more of those and they'll last for years and years and years. But it's the, you know, losing out on an astronaut that took, you know, 8 years of training and all the cost of that. No, that's.
And we've also established that, like, I'm sure the astronauts get paid a pretty, you know, decent wage and all that stuff. But like we are spending so much on the actual space program itself that we are not actually competitive with regards to pay for our employees of the space program because
maybe
everything else is so expensive.
I actually get the vibe specifically that, and I think this was brought up before, that even if he quits NASA, he's still probably getting paid something for the rest of his life, potentially.
I would not be surprised.
Because it's what's the legal things with, like, can you quit NASA? Like, let's say he was really healthy.
Okay.
Well, we spent a lot of money training you in order to set up like this.
Did you have a contract with them?
Yeah, you might have an actual contract where it's up until the age of 55, we can call you up at any point and be like, we're going to need you for 6 months to a year.
Right.
And the minimum will be like 6 months, and maybe the maximum is a year.
Does it effectively become more like an athlete, getting signed?
Yeah,
where it's like we signed you on a 20-year contract,
And maybe on the times we're on mission status, you get paid a little bit more.
Sure.
But then when you're not, you get your living expenses basically just solved.
Yeah. There's ways to earn extra. There are definitely financial rewards and benefits and all that stuff.
Maybe not. But
not.
It's the kind of thing where it's just solved. But I wonder if actually that's part of the thing of quitting, is that it's if you leave for like a medical purpose or something like that, you're done. Like there's no coming back. Like you're basically saying,
I mean,
I cut off my.
I imagine being an astronaut is a pretty decent job application, beginner.
But the quitting NASA because of a medical condition.
Well, yes, but also it's are you planning on putting me in a rocket?
True. True. That's fair.
I am incredibly competent. NASA wanted to keep me. I'm not getting in another metal death can, So as long as you aren't planning on sending me up at, Mach 5 into the air, we're good,
And Mach 1 or 2.
Yeah, whatever it is, right? But
it's probably the piloting specifically. Also, he'd probably be able to get on a plane, too.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
We'll see. But, yeah, really, really cool stuff to discuss. Really, really mature topics. And love Muta's gung-ho disposition with this here.
And I like that it seems like we might be shifting into hey, Muta, you don't always have to be the one following Hibito.
Yes.
Right? Because that's not how it's always going to be.
Nope.
Sometimes the leader becomes the follower and all that stuff.
True.
It's just how it works.
Yeah. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel, see if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.